Welcome to Mini Stories, where we will be listening to Reddit stories. Am I the asshole for refusing to sell my rental properties at my fiance's request? 2 years ago, I, 36 male, proposed to my fiance, 30 female, and our wedding is going to be this coming summer. When we met, we both owned properties. She owned a pretty typical luxury townhouse, and I owned 2 properties in the inner city. We both agreed that when it was time to cohabitate, we'd live in her condo. I own an old 2-up, 2-down duplex in a neighborhood that butts right up against an old industrial area, which I was living in until we moved together. And on the next block, I also own a 4,000 sq ft concrete block industrial building. I got them as part of a screaming package deal about 12 years ago when you couldn't give property away in that neighborhood. I now rent the duplex to a couple of Hispanic families, and God, I hope they never leave me, best renters ever. And I rent half of the factory building to a guy who does HVAC and the other half to some microbrewery hipsters. The powers of gentrification have been at work in this hood for about half the time I've owned these places. And I'm making boku bucks on these rentals. I could lose my job tomorrow and not even blink. My fiance does not see it this way. Ever since we've moved in together, she's been pestering me to sell the places. It's been ramping up the closer we get to the wedding. I keep telling her that as long as I own these places, it's a practically guaranteed third source of income and would be invaluable if either of us hit a rough patch job-wise. She doesn't see it that way though. All she sees is a potential big pile of liquid cash that can go towards wedding, honeymoon, and upgrades to the living situation after. We had the biggest blow-up yet about it last Saturday and I'd kind of lost it. I'm a saver and she's a spender, and I said that to her in far less pleasant terms, and also mentioned the amount of credit card debt she has, and since then things have been pretty frosty. Am I the asshole for refusing to sell my second income? Comments. Lyra Lady. Info. I'm a saver and she's a spender, and I said that to her in far less pleasant terms, and also mentioned the amount of credit card debt she has, and since then things have been pretty frosty. What exactly did you say? Look, I don't think you're an asshole for this financial call to keep the properties, but clearly something was said that is less pleasant, and that might be an asshole thing. You probably will get NTA'd for this, because if it's just, am I an asshole for not selling, the answer is no, absolutely not. But were you an asshole for how you defended that position to your fiance? I need clarification. OP. Fair. I can't remember everything verbatim, but the worst of it started with, if you didn't spend so much fucking money on. And ended with, your fucking credit cards. With a long list of poor financial decisions and items she blows money on every month in between. It wasn't nice, but this shit has been going on for years at this point, and this is the first time I've lit off like that. Won't even be mad if someone calls me an asshole over that. It needed to be said. Judgment, not the asshole. Update. So, the conversation didn't happen until the weekend of the 14th of March. Life got in the way. It started fine, but quickly went south and ended in a big fight that degenerated into a lot of petty shit-slinging by the end. She accused me of not trusting her, fair, and I pointed out that her habits make it basically impossible to trust her with money anyway. Probably not my proudest moment. But I did again make it clear in no uncertain terms that the properties are staying in the LLC and I won't sell them, and that the financial decisions regarding them would be mine alone. I may have also had a few choice words about the princess for a day wedding after a couple of weeks of avoiding each other and not talking, and me sleeping in the basement of the townhouse. I said I wanted to hit the pause button and leave for a while. She was upset but didn't say much. I loaded up my things and went to my parents' house and told them what happened. They told me I could stay as long as I needed. Somewhere near the end of April, I got a call from her dad out of the blue, what the hell, demanding to know what was going on and why I'd broken things off. I tried to explain what had been going on, but he was the angry dad of an upset young woman, and I don't think much got through. That call ended with him calling me a scumbag and hanging up on me. I've only had a few properly long-term relationships end in my lifetime, but that's the first time I've had an angry father yell at me about one. There's been no contact since. I'm sad that just over 4 years of my life with someone went up in smoke like this, but that's the way she goes, I guess. My parents didn't seem very surprised when I showed up, so maybe I really was the last one to know what was going on, like so many Redditors were pointing out. For some good news, and also the thing that reminded me to update my Reddit post, is that yesterday I bought another house. One for me to live in. A tiny little brick post-war brick ranch in an old subdivision about 20 minutes from my rentals. It needs work, but I'm looking forward to having a project to take my mind off things. It's going to be strange living on my own again, but I think I'll manage. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe.